Hello everyone, this is TuckerTicker and welcome to another Minecraft video. I'm still on techit because there is just so much for me to do. And as you can see, I'm up somewhere very high, and I've got a red mass shovel now, and some other cool stuff, which is totally not in there. Let's open up my bag of things. What was it? That was it. This transmutation tablet, which is effectively the same as the one that you place, but you can just sort of carry it around and use it there. Also got lots of scrap, which is used in something called a mass fabricator, and these things, which I shall explain later. But as you can see, I'm quite high up, and there's sort of no ladder up here or anything. If I can. Oop. Yeah, you can see me bouncing quite a bit there, so to give you some idea, you can see there was no way I could have gotten up there sort of on my own, and that's because I have a jetpack and some quantum suit boots. The boots are to stop me taking fall damage, although they don't actually stop it completely. I've tested it jumping off like stupidly high, and I do take damage. What's actually preventing it is this the ring that I showed last time. I know it consumes fuel to fly, which is why I've got the jetpack to fly, but the jetpack only works above about 85, so if I show you here, I fall, and then I sort of start to rise back up again, and I'll sort of wave like this. So this is where the quarry is at the moment. There's these enormous water features in there now, and I've expanded that quite a bit. Also down here I have messed with the transport pipe, because this one is sort of like a splitter, so all of the dirt, cobblestone and gravel will go off via this red section and come down into here and eventually be turned into diamond, and everything else just sort of goes through into here. But it was because this was just getting full of stuff, mostly dirt and cobblestone, which I just don't need. And then there's this, which is probably the most epic thing I have on here at the moment. Come on. Also, if I hold control and press jump, I can jump like a rocket. It's worth noting as well, both the jetpack and the quantum suit boots need to be charged. The helmet that I've got will charge the jetpack, just, I think, really slowly. But the boots I have to charge in something special. So this is my storage room at present. I'm just literally filling it up with chests. And this is the use I found for all the sort of like half and quarter blocks and all that sort of thing. I've made these sort of spiral stairs going around here. I'll show you what's up there later. I want to go in here first, because this is where I have actually moved out of. It'd be down there, which is where I was previously with the matter condensers and stuff. So I've got this place which is full of coal. There's so much coal, and there's like 3 charcoal as well. I've got some tungsten ore and stuff, and I've got 1 chest to make charcoal, which is used in the energy condensers, or what are they called? I can scroll down here a second and find out. Energy collectors, that's it. And I've got this one for diamond. That's the placeable tablet. As you can see, I've got a lot of EMC stored in there as well, and that is because of what I've been doing up here. Also, I built this, and you'll see that there's no roof on it, and that's because I thought that the Technic pack had the same thing that vanilla Minecraft has, where they doubled the world height, but that is not the case. So that's actually the top of the world right there. But what I've built is this. These are all energy collectors, so that they collect energy, but as you can see, they haven't got anything in them or anything like that. And that's because if I go up here, you can see there's that sort of black chest in here, which is another one of these things, and you can see that number's going up. That's because you can just see the little sort of black boxes that are there adjacent to the energy collectors. Those are antimatter relays. If I can, no, I can't select it. It's got the collision box for the chest, but those are effectively taking the energy from the collectors, bringing it into them, and then passing it on to this, which is generating red matter. And I think it'll do one of these sort of every half day or something, but quite quick anyway. So that's what I have built here. It took a while to set all that up as well, because I had the collectors sort of down here generating Eternalist fuel, and I will actually sort of replace those and have them going again, just so I have them extra to that thing up there. So there's that, which took forever, but is a massive source of EMC, energy matter currency. And then up here, we have this, which is my machine room. I'll start at the very top, because then I can sort of work my way down through the flow of power. So the first thing I've got is these windmills, which generate electricity into these battery boxes, which you've seen before. I have them out near the quarry, and you can see the solar panels up here. They're just sort of, if I got to stand on the wire. If I get out here, then you can see that's how I've got them at the moment. I was going to actually fill up all of it, but I worked out that because copper wire can only take 32 energy units per second or per tick, which is like a game's equivalent of a second or so. It's not an actual second. It's about, if my frame counter is right, it's about 30th of a second. But but each one of these solar panels outputs 1 energy unit per tick, and if I covered the top completely, there would be more than 32 coming through this central bit, and it'd just sort of disappear. And they come into this, which is an NFE, which is like an upgraded battery box, although you don't actually make it from the battery box. It's just got massively greater storage. Also outputs much higher. It's 128 rather than 32. And then I've got this, which is an electrolyzer, which I fill with water cells. And what happens is, when the MFE gets full, the electrolyzer starts turning the water cells into electrolyzed water cells, which are sort of like a power storage medium. I think it takes 1,500 energy to turn one into an electrolyzed water cell, but then it only gets 1,350 back, so there is a little bit of loss, but it's like having a battery on a battery. And then that is channeled down into that thing, which looks a bit like a battery box, but it's actually a transformer, because of course the MFE outputs current higher than sort of the copper wire can take, so that transforms it into 32 per tick, which the copper wire can take. And there's actually a bit of gold wire in between the two. And I had some trouble when I first started, because I had copper wire, and of course it was getting burnt out immediately and just get destroyed. So I had to replace it with some gold wire. And I think actually I can get something which I can stick in the machines, which means that they will all be able to take the current sort of neat from that, but I just have to replace all that with gold wire. I'll come back to what this is later. But first thing I've got is this setup, which is a chest full of, this is where I was taking all the cobblestone and dirt from the quarry. And then that powers this pump, which powers this bit of transport pipe, which sucks stuff out of there, takes it to this, which will then split it equally between this path to this machine and this path to this machine. And it'll split that, so it'll sort of send one that way, then the next one will go that way, then the next one will go that way. It's called round robin sorting, and you get that by just combining the normal pipe with a piece of gravel. And then these things are recyclers. If I grab one of these, I remember I had those weird blobs of scrap in my bag. If I go back into it, these recyclers are what make that. There's a percentage chance for every one that's done like that it'll make one. And I've got these overclocker upgrades in there, which means that it runs faster but consumes more energy. More energy, in fact, than it would have used. There, I've created some scrap, but it consumes more energy than it would have used without it, sort of for the speed that it goes. So it actually makes it less energy efficient, but effectively faster. And I have that in both of them, and that's because the rate at which this sucks the stuff out of there and divides it between those two is faster than they can process it into scrap. So I had to speed them up in order to be able to take all of that. And then I've got a canning machine, which puts food in cans, which I've not really tested because I have no need of it. Then I have a centrifuge extractor, which is like I've got. Yeah, I'll work on this. This I can put rubber wood in there, and it'll put it into. Oh, there's 3 slots, and it'll turn that into rubber. And it also turns water cells into coolant cells and a few other things. But you can see it says 10,000 RPM there. That's because I've got this redstone torch in front of it. Normally what would happen is that would be at 0, and then you put something in, and then it would gradually go up, and then it get faster and faster and faster. And this is an induction furnace. It's got a similar sort of concept. The heat's at 100% because I've got that redstone torch in front of it. It starts at 0 normally. But the torch in front of all these machines allow them to sort of run at their maximum power. So this furnace is cool because it's got 2 slots to put stuff in and 2 slots to take stuff out. So if I get, as you can see, I've got an absolute ridiculous amount of stuff in there. But if I do this, now normally I'd wait like a whole day to smelt a stack of stuff. So let's see how fast it does 2 stacks. Yeah, that's not going to take long at all, is it? I mean, look, it's just, there's 12. I can go around and get back to it and it'll be all done. So this is the rotary macerator. It's like a normal macerator, except in the normal one it sort of split one ore into 2 dust. But of course, I could only put half a stack in because then otherwise the output would be full. But this one has 2 output holes, so I can put 1 stack of ore in and not have to sort of empty it out before it finishes. And then I've got the compressor, which is used to compress certain things. There's a particular alloy that you make with it. Is this done yet? There we are. Didn't take long at all. Let's sort that. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff stored in there. There's a few sort of, very few sort of bits in there as well. And then what have I got up? I think there's only the one machine up here, which is the mass fabricator. And this is what takes scrap. And it produces, once that gets to 100%, it takes, I think it's 1 million energy units. And I think, how much does the MFE store? There's no need to come back to that. You've seen that. I'm not going to show you how it works. It just consumes so much energy. It consumes 1 million to make something called UU matter. That stores 600,000. There you go. So more than that stores on its own. But the UU matter can be used to make all sorts of things, including one of the ingredients I used for my boots, which it took forever. I mean, it's 7 matter for each blob of iridium ore that you get, and you combine 4 of those to make an iridium plate, which is what I needed for the boots. So there's that, and then I also have this, and this is the MFSU. I'm not sure what that stands for, but this is the biggest battery box. I think there are 10 million storage units. It's up to 2 million already, and outputs at 512 energy units per tick. But that is sort of the ultimate energy storage block, and the only reason I have it is because it's the only thing which will charge the quantum suit boots. Nothing else will. And that's sort of coming down from there. And that's actually sucking out all of my power at the moment. I'm going to have to wait a long time before that's fully charged. But yeah, that's what I was doing in here, and there was something. Oh, was it? I found something very strange outside. If I go back down. Oh, I forgot to show you the door. Ah. You can see all these sort of weird plates there. If I do that, that's the sort of entrance, and the idea is that the plates hide the pistons and stuff that are behind these walls and all the circuitry and things. But yeah, that's the entrance. I was planning to sort of make a big thing out of it. Oh well, I'm sure it's fine. I've still got my pumpkin farm going, although it's not such a big thing now. I sort of check back on it every so often and collect 2 stacks of pumpkins. And it's weird actually, because I finally finished all of the marble brickwork going out through here, so all of these corridors are now finished and things. And they all go right to the end. Oh, I haven't put the wood in the floor there. Oh, that's one area that's not entirely complete. But yeah, I finished all this, and then I just moved out. I don't have any sort of need to be here. But that's what I've been up to recently. I think that's everything I've got to show you that I own. So, let's go and show you something cool, which is an airship. God damn it, I've got to open the door. Oh wait, before that actually. I'll get back to the airship in a bit. Leap! I'll sort of bob around up here. And suddenly I can actually hit the M key. It'll mean that I'll ascend and descend slower and use up less energy. But I was wandering over here to get to the ocean, because that's where the quarry will eventually reach to, and I'll just start mining that out. And the reason why I'm leaving the water there is because it'll allow me to get through obsidian with it. Let's turn the hover mode off. Yeah. But while I was out looking at the ocean, I found this. Whoop. Now I think that this is something to do with the thaumaturgy mod, or the it's called Thaumcraft. I think some people call it arcanacraft or something as well. But I have no idea what it actually is, apart from that it's from the mod. But it's a mod that I'm going to look into soon, because I might want the leggings from it. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find a wiki that details what the leggings do, but it's the only bit of armor that I haven't filled yet. And the equivalent exchange, the red matter ones, or the gem ones that result from that, are very expensive to make and not all that good. What's that? That is something I have not seen before. Let's go exploring. What is this? This might be part of some sort of dungeon or something. I know there's a mod in here somewhere which improves, in inverted commas, the dungeons somehow. It's a mess, whatever it is. Okay, so that's new. Let's get back home. This may take a while. I really hope that my hovering doesn't run out, because it can actually do that. Oh, I suppose I could just use the ring. But that is strange. I shall have to investigate that more thoroughly at a later date. It's worth noting as well, there is actually a... How much energy have I got? Loads. There is actually a different type of jetpack which runs on fuel, which... There's actually some oil over in that general direction which I could use to power it. But it's not so easy to recharge. I mean, this is recharging right now as I'm running along. Anyway, airships was what I was going to show you, because I discovered that this mod was in this game, which allows you to make a block, which then you attach to another set of blocks, and it turns it into a ship of some sort. I need some iron is what I need. 2 should do it. So, what? I picked up the egg. I will need some sticks to make some levers. And then it's 2 iron and 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of wood. And then I can either make an elevator controller, which will only go up and down, a turntable controller, which I think will only rotate, although I've not tested it. I can make a ship controller, which will not go up and down, but will go in all the other directions. Or I can make an airship controller, which will go in all other directions. So I shall make that. Now let's pinch some glass so that I can see where I'm going. So I have a very clear idea of how I want my airship to look. So we need to go back outside. I could have probably just jumped out. Anyway, I'm going to build it on dirt, because part of what this thing does is it does not pick up dirt as a sort of resource. Let's put a dirt block there. Actually, I didn't want that bit of glass there. Okay, so this will be my airship. I know it's very, very simplistic, but there's a good reason for that. So I place the block down and I right click it. Find craft in size blast it. You have to link the blocks very directly. So I actually need to do that one as well. Let's try again. Size 9. There, the number is how many blocks it's picked up. So like I said, it does not pick up dirt, it also doesn't pick up stone. And the way you control this is with the numpad. So if I hit plus, I will start to ascend. Now I'm not going to go very quickly, because there is not really a flaw in the mod, but there is a problem with its compatibility with natural Minecraft, because normal Minecraft, the collision isn't designed for blocks that are going sort of very quickly or even moving at all. I'm sure you've seen how funny it can get with the pistons. If I tap the 5 num key, I'll stop immediately. And then I can press 4 to rotate. Yeah. Let's go into that cliff or something. Actually, let's fly out over here somewhere. And I can tap the 5 key to sort of immediately set my velocity and everything to 0. So let's rejoin the world so that actually automatically aligns you properly. And I can press the 8 key to move forward. So it's just the little arrows on the num key, so 2 slows me down. But I'm not going to go beyond about speed 3. Let's stop it here. Go down. Is that as low as it's going to go? Okay, so then I'll sort of have that rejoin the world. Yeah, that landed properly. So yeah, that's that mod. And you can use that to just sort of fly around the world and stuff. But I thought it was really, really nice. I mean, like I said, there's the elevator one, which you can use for other things, which I would have used, except I can fly up and down, and I can also jump a ridiculous height. So there wasn't really any need for it. But I think my next goal is to take these things. This is part of what I want to explain. Is to take these red matter boots. Now, if I press the R button, it'll show me how I craft one of these things. So we've got a diamond, which is worth 1 of those Eternalist fuel and 8 Mobius fuel. I think 4 of those are equivalent to 1 diamond. So that's 3 diamonds there. If I hit the U button, it'll show me what I can craft with something. So 4 of those, so that would be 12 diamond equivalent. Makes 1 of those. So what does that make? So that's another 4 of those to make 1 of these. So that's going from 12 times 4 is 24, 48 diamond equivalent for that. Then it goes up to this, which is 48 times 4. I'm going to show how bad I am at maths these days. 160 plus 32 is 192, so that's 192 diamonds there. Where's my calculator? I give up. I used to be really good at mental maths. Just wheel around my room. I can actually just keep my headset attached to me. Right, I now have a calculator. So 192 times 4 for a Klein star sphere. Where are we? 768, so there's that. And then the final one, which is Klein star omega, which is what I need, is equivalent to 3,072 diamonds. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do if I want to get that, because what that is for, if I move my microphone a little bit further away from my mouth so I don't eat it, I press that. What on earth? Okay, I didn't know that you could make those. So it makes alchemical tomes, which is cool. It's got different arrangements of the dust as well. And this is the stuff that I'm interested in. The gem armor, you've got the infernal armor, the abyss helmet. I think that allows you. They all have like a passive and a secondary ability. So that one allows you to breathe underwater. I don't know what its active one is. That one makes you immune to fire and lava damage. I think that one allows you to call down a lightning bolt. That one allows you to make an explosion around yourself. Oh, it's this one I want. Then we've got this, which is the gravity greaves. Those ones, I think, passively. I can't remember what they passively do, but I think that their active is to. Oh, I think their passive is that they make you fall faster by holding shift or something. Then the active is something else. I'm not sure. But these are what I want to get. They all require. It has to be fully charged as well. You actually got to charge it up. Klein star omega. And I will need 2 of those rings that I've got, plus the red matter boots, to make the hurricane boots, which those do stop me from taking fall damage. And the reason I want it in that form, rather than just one of the rings, is because I don't have to have it on my hotbar. Because if that ring isn't on my hotbar there, then it doesn't prevent me taking fall damage. So I can actually demonstrate that if I fly a bit higher, and if I'm not wearing the quantum suit boots. There we are. I really only wear those for the extra jump height, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. There's there's a full sort of quantum set as well, and they can be charged electronically. The chest plate actually prevents you from taking any damage at all from anything ever, just as long as it's still got charge in it. And they all hold 1 million charge, and I'm not sure how fast that's used up, but I don't think the quantum suit boots haven't visibly gone down. I've been using them for a little while. But yeah, I want to get those gem boots, and I think their secondary ability is slightly different in that they do something else. Whereas the other three are an activated ability. That one sort of came under the heading of movement in the wiki. I can't remember exactly what it does. Maybe when I've actually sort of finished it, I'll find out. I don't think it was particularly good. It's just I wanted the not falling. Anyway, so yeah, that's all that I wanted to show you. Hopefully sometime in the future they'll update Tekkit and that'll get a bit higher. Actually, can I see the... What time is it? This video's going on for a bit long. I don't know, I may as well sort of go and show you where the oil field is. If I can I see it from here? I think it's somewhere over there. If I do this, that's the ground, okay. Let's go over here. There it is. That thing there. You can see that it's got the volcano here as well. I'm not sure why it made that shape either. But yeah, that's oil, and I can sort of collect that, refine it, and turn it into fuel, which I can turn into a jetpack, which will not sort of hinder me at this height. Although I'm not sure if it'll just hinder me at a higher height. But so yeah. So slow descent. So thank you all for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time.